Oyor, you're most welcome.
Good evening,
You have
everyone.
the floor. Please go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much, Dr. Ino, for the introduction. Good evening, everybody. My name is Dr. Oyo. I work with Dr. Connect, a partner of Great Mondays as well. I'm here to talk about an interesting topic, walking versus jogging. Basically, which one is the best for you or which one is better? We're going to compare the two and then look at your own individual circumstances and try to answer some of the questions you may have around this topic. So I'd like to share my screen now so we can move into the topic proper. Can you see my screen? Apologies, my video for some reason isn't working. So
Yes,
unfortunately,
we can see us.
okay, thank you. Okay, so today we're talking about walking versus jogging, and we'll just get into it. I know that on some level, we all want to stay fit and trim. That's something that we all want, to stay fit and trim on some level, whether you are actively exercising now or you hope to exercise sometime in the future, or you're thinking about it, or you've given up. You may fall into one of these three groups. You're actively exercising now, you hope to start in the future, or you've given up. It's fall into one of these three. But we all want to stay fit and trim as much as possible. And it's definitely a good desire to have. But we find that the process of staying fit and trim can be quite tasking because, I mean, when you look at your everyday schedule, look at all the things you have to do, it can be difficult to find time to actually exercise. Furthermore, most of us have this idea that when we talk about keeping fit or exercising, it means going to the gym or joining the gym. And that's just like an extra layer of work for most of us anyway. And I definitely understand that with the hectic nature of, say, living in Lagos or a busy city like Lagos, most of us, maybe you drive long hours, spend long hours in traffic, or you run your own business. There's always something taking up your time that's making out time for exercise. It always falls to the bottom of your priority list. And we're here to talk about things that can make it very easy, like simple activities you can do at home to actually ensure that you stay fit and trim. And these simple activities are really around walking and jogging. You can walk or jog at home easily. And just to make sure that whatever exercise you're doing at the moment fits into what is required for you, I'm just going to give you the ideal amount of exercise you get in a week for an adult. So according to WHO, expect about 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise every week. And we also need 2 days of muscle strengthening activity. Now, the moderate intensity exercise means that if you often get down to walk a distance, maybe you get down from the bus or you don't use your car when you're going out, just so you can walk, say 10, 15 minutes. It's not bad, honestly, but you can do much better than that because the effect of that 10 or 15 minutes walk will take a longer time to have an effect because it's not exactly moderate intensity exercise. And when we look at the 2 days of muscle strengthening, we wonder why is muscle strengthening important? After you're not trying to be a bodybuilder or anything like that. Well, if you've noticed as you get older, your muscles tend to also get weaker. And it's one of the things we measure at our wellness checks here in Dr. Connect. We also look at your skeletal muscle mass just to have an idea of how much muscle you have versus fat. Because when you don't use these muscles or strengthen them, they will get weaker. And what will happen as you get older, your muscles are getting weaker, you find that it just makes you age more rapidly than you should ideally. So that's why muscle strengthening exercises or activities are quite important to at least maintain the integrity of your muscles. And they're all things that you can do at home. But for the purpose of this presentation, we'll be focusing more on walking and jogging, which are two very common activities that you can easily do at home, within your compound, even in your room, just to ensure that you keep fit and stay active. Now, walking and jogging are what we call cardio exercises. They will raise your heart and breathing rates, increase your heart, lung, circulatory system function as well. So that's why I said that if you're walking from the bus stop to your house, it's not exactly exercise. You understand? It's not exercise because walking from your bus stop to your house doesn't necessarily increase your breathing rates or raise your heart rate, except, of course, maybe you live in a hilly area and you have to walk up the hill or something. That may now serve as some form of exercise. But for most of us, that walking is good. It helps to keep you active, but it's not exactly, it doesn't replace or take the place of actual proper exercise. Now, what kind of walking is ideal when we talk about exercise? Now, we're talking about brisk walking. The way I always describe brisk walking to people is if you've ever been late to church or an event and you're walking there, there's a way you walk when you're late for something. You're not walking leisurely, you're walking as fast as possible. Most times, maybe you're dressed, you're dressed in a corporate manner, you have a presentation or something, and you're just trying to meet up, or you're going to church. So you're dressed in nice clothes, so you don't want to be running with your coat or with your nice skirt and blouse or whatever you're putting on. So you're walking as fast as possible without breaking into a run. That's somewhere around what brisk walking is. Now, it's the speed at which you walk basically when you're late to a meeting or church, and ideally it's about 3 miles per hour. Now, because we don't have inbuilt speedometers, we may not be able to tell when we are walking at 3 miles per hour. Some of us that have phones, your phone can help you measure the speed ideally. And if not, just use a measure that you're walking as fast as you possibly can without breaking into a run. And most times, by the time you're doing cardio exercises, you shouldn't really be able to, say, sing comfortably while you're doing brisk walking. It's the same way, because if your heart rate is increased, your breathing rate is increased, you shouldn't be able to sing comfortably, if you get the picture. So if you're doing brisk walking and you're able to sing comfortably, then you're probably not doing it right. Doesn't mean you should be breathless, but it's just somewhere within the middle where you're still healthy, but you are actually exerting yourself, because that's where the exercise will take effect. While on the other hand, jogging is more intense, and it's basically a slow pace of running. You are not running at full speed. You're not trying to beat Usain Bolt's record. You are just jogging, meaning you're running but at a slower pace than you ideally would if you're running at full speed. And the truth is, jogging is actually a more effective way of losing weight or burning calories compared to walking. And from this, you can see that you can burn twice as much calories when you jog compared to when you walk. Let's compare these two activities together, because really, both activities have their pros and their cons, and it really depends on you and where you are at that point in time and what your particular needs are. And that's something we must always get about healthcare. We are in the 21st century, and healthcare is constantly evolving. Where we are in healthcare now is a place where we are beginning to move towards personalized care in all facets, meaning we are looking for solutions that fit you as a person, not just mass-produced solutions. Because, for instance, when it comes to exercise, there are general recommendations, but nobody is going to tell you, okay, we must all walk or we must all jog. It really depends on your personal circumstances, because there are instances in which walking will be better for you, and there are instances in which jogging will be better for you. So let's look at this really small table. Just compare and contrast jogging and walking, and then we will dwell more on this and help you decide which one works best for you when it comes to exercise. So for jogging, I'll start with jogging. We already said that it's a more intense form of cardio exercise. It burns up twice as much calories as you burn when you are walking. Now, who should be jogging? For instance, if you're someone that you're looking out for, that you want to lose weight, you've been working out previously, so you have some level of cardiovascular fitness, meaning that you are not just someone that used to exercise 10 years ago or used to play football 10 years ago. because I don't advise anybody to just wake up and start jogging. Especially if you've not been doing it for a very long time. It's usually great to ease into the process. So if you're someone that wants to lose weight fast, you want to you've been exercising before, so you want to actually keep exercising or burn more calories. You also don't have any injuries. You don't have any conditions like, say, arthritis that can get worse if you, say, jog. Then jogging may just work for you, because jogging is great for losing weight when compared with walking. It also has a rapid onset. And what I mean by that is you see the effects of jogging faster than you would probably see the effects of walking. And when I say it's less joint friendly, meaning if you have arthritis, maybe your knees especially, it may make jogging quite difficult for you, because the whole movement will aggravate the arthritis more, because it's basically an inflammation of your joints. And if you say have arthritis of the knee joint and you keep jogging with that knee, it probably gets worse and it may make it tough for you. So we may not really recommend jogging for you in that case. And if you've not been exercising for a while, it may take you time. In fact, the first day you go jogging, you may jog for 10 minutes and feel like you want to die or you're about to die, like you may feel terrible. So it's usually best to take it slow. And those are some of the advantages or some of the details about jogging. Now let's compare to walking. Walking, on the other hand, will help you maintain your weight. What this means is walking is probably a better exercise for people that are trying to maintain their current weight. Maybe you've hit your weight goals and then you're just trying to maintain it. It may be easier to do, because if you're trying to use walking to lose weight, it will take more time. Not that it cannot work for weight loss, but it's just not as effective as jogging, because everything I'm talking about is I'm pitching both activities against each other just so we can really compare and get a good sense of what works better depending on the situation you're in. When I say slow onset again, what we mean by that is the fact that in terms of walking, you're burning less calories. Don't forget, I mean, jogging burns 2 times as much calories as walking. So with walking, you're burning less calories. So it will take more time for you to see the effect of walking. You may have to walk for a long period, maybe 2, 3, 4 months to begin to feel the effects on your body compared to jogging. And it's more joint friendly, meaning you're not putting your joints under as much pressure or stress as you would normally put them if you were jogging. So walking is actually quite friendly for your joints. And I always advise my patients who are from, say, older middle age, maybe they're already in their late 50s, and then people that are also elderly, 60s, 70s. I don't want a 70-year-old man to be jogging, really, because yes, thank you. I can see just go back from the work. I don't want a 70-year-old man to be jogging, because if anything happens, it may be terrible. Older people are already prone to having falls. So it's better for them to walk so that they can be more careful, watch their step, and they don't put their joints under too much stress than they can bear at that point in time. Because let's not forget also, older women in particular, they are more prone to having fractures of their bones. So you don't also want to push them hard. So you want something that keeps them trim without giving them, increasing their risk of having injuries, which brings me to another very important point. The risk of having an injury while jogging can be up to 20%, 50%, but the risk of having an injury while walking is as low as 7%, because really walking is really a low risk exercise when you compare it to jogging. And it takes less time to get used to walking, because if you decide today after this call or this conversation that you want to start walking 15 minutes every day, it will be easier for you to adapt to it. You can test yourself. You can decide you want to walk 15 minutes every day. Try it today. Then tomorrow, say you want to jog for 15 minutes out of the blues. You will see that there's a clear difference, and you'll be able to adapt more to one or cope more with one than with the other. And then, of course, walking also burns less calories than jogging will burn. I've said this before already, but it's also important for you to note that before you start any of these activities, we always advise that you should talk to a doctor. And it's important to talk to a doctor because you may have to do some tests before you get into any form of exercise, just to be sure your heart and other organs are working fine. Because for some people, what exercise may do is that it may strain these organs that are just managing. Basically, your heart is just managing on its own, and they decide to go jogging because I spoke about jogging, and it may just cause whatever is just managing, may just scatter the let's say management. It may just scatter the entire equilibrium that your body has managed to maintain. So basically, it's always advisable to go to a doctor. You may need to get some tests done. Ideally, an annual health check is a great way to go. Even most standard gyms will not allow you to start gymming without having some form of medical test done, because nobody wants you falling in their gym or fainting in the gym. You need to be sure that you can withstand the amount of strain or stress you want to put your body through. So that's also something very important. So in summary, when we look at it in terms of jogging, who would jogging work for? If you're someone that is not recovering from an injury, an accident, you've not just had a surgery, you don't have any chronic illness like arthritis, you've been exercising before, jogging may just work for you, and you still feel quite fit and stable on your feet, then jogging is good for you. Just make sure you get the right shoes. You shouldn't be jogging with slippers. You should be jogging with proper trainers that have good grip. And you shouldn't go jogging in the rain, please, because we are in Nigeria. Some of our roads aren't the best. It can be quite slippery, and we don't want you to fall. So you should also ensure that whenever you're exercising, you are doing so in a safe environment. When it comes to walking is probably more suited to older people, people with arthritis already, or some form of chronic illness that affects your joints. You have an injury or you have a limp already, probably don't want to strain yourself. So walking may just work for you better. So walking is a great way to go. And I think the fantastic thing about both exercises is that these are things you can do from the comfort of your home. I understand the state of insecurity in the country today. So it's probably not advisable to go walking or jogging in your area if you don't feel it's safe. So you can easily do this thing at home. What you need to do is, you know that your target is 150 minutes every day, right? Every week, right? And usually help by saying, do 5 days, 30 minutes, 5 days a week. So you have 2 rest days. And those 2 rest days, you can decide to just do some muscle strengthening exercises as well. So if you're doing 30 minutes 5 times a week, you can break it into 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening, or 10 minutes through the day, depending on what works for you. So you don't have to do the 30 minutes all at once as well. You can actually break it down, okay? And with these points, I hope that I've been able to explain better about walking or jogging. And honestly, no exercise is superior to the other. In all honesty, it just really depends on what you need at that point in time and what works best for you. Okay. And so in terms of muscle strength exercises, I don't say to put some there because it doesn't hurt. Whatever age you are, you can try to do push-ups, you can try to do planks, you can try to do squats, you can also try to do step-ups. Step-ups is just basically like if you have a flight of steps at home, just step on one, come down, step on one, come down. So you're on the ground floor and just using one stair and just one to go up and down, up and down. So this exercise helps to strengthen your muscles and keep them toned. And it's quite important for you, whatever age you are. Toned muscles will also help to reduce the amount of wrinkling that you may have and all of that. So conclusion, I have said that walking is not superior to jogging. It really just depends on where you are at that point in time and what you need. And please, whatever you choose to do, always try to speak to a doctor, get some tests done before you start any form of physical exercise, just to be sure that your heart is good and your health is fine and your body can take the stress you're about to put it through. Thank you very much for listening. And if you have any questions, I'm very happy to answer them.
Thank you very much, Dr. Oyo, for that enlightening presentation.
With and plates in place, what of us will be good for a person?
Sorry, I'm not sure I got the question clearly. You said something about someone that's had an accident and has an ankle brace.
A pin and plate. It was a forcible avulsion some years back.
Okay.
And there's a pin and plate too.
Okay.
What sort of exercise could be recommended for such a person, please?
Well, ideally, if the person isn't having any pain or any active problem with that joints, you can do walking. Walking will be gentler with that joints than jogging, because if you're jogging, you're really going to be putting more stress on that ankle. And if the person, it's not advisable, especially if the person is a bit elderly too. So I think walking will do the job as well, without stressing the person's joint so much, especially if there's no ongoing issue with the joint at the moment. And walking is fine.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Do we have any other questions before we move ahead? Okay. Before I go into the next topic, I want to say that just as Dr. Oyo shared, he works for Dr. Connect. Dr. Connect is a partner of the Green Mondays, and we have access to having health checks, comprehensive health checks, as well as we have access to doctors consult on the Dr. Connect app. We have medication and advice and prescription. We have an online fitness gym. We have videos. We have accidental medical insurance and permanent disability insurance. All of these come with different packs that we have that are linked to the Green Mondays, but also you get access to these health checks. So if you're a guest, please reach out to the person who invited you. And if you're a member, we have this opportunity, which I know a lot of people have taken. Now, the next part of our presentation has to do with the race to Dubai. Excuse me. And come the second half, sometime in the second half of this year, the Green Mondays, on whose auspices we are having this presentation, will be taking a great number of our distributors to Dubai on an all expenses paid trip. Now, if you're a guest, I actually would like us to indicate if you're a guest. I know when we started, there were no guests. If you're a guest, please indicate in the chat box you're a guest and who invited you. Thank you. We would like to welcome you even before we close this session. But basically, the company is taking, look at this picture. It's taking at least 80 people to Dubai in the second half of this year. And, I'd like us to imagine what it'll be like landing in Dubai, having 5 days in the laps of luxury. Imagine yourself there. If you've ever been on a trip with this company, you will know that it is something not to be missed. And the goal today is to talk about how can you join this race to Dubai. If you're a member of Green Mondays, if you're a guest, the first thing is to join and become a member of our community. The company, the Green Mondays, as I said earlier, is a health and wealth platform where we inspire, connect, and empower everybody that crosses our path to achieve their dreams. And I believe as we're here, we all have one dream or the other. And I tell you that on the platform of the Green Mondays community, your dreams can be achieved. We have a range of products. I won't go into too much detail about that, but we have a range of health, natural health products, that have come on the market in the last 3 years. And these products, they're herbal and they're safe, they're of high quality and they're effective. And not only that, the products have all the appropriate certifications and approvals for us to sell them in Nigeria, in the US, in other parts of the world. We have the FDA clearance for the US, we have NAFDAC certification for Nigeria, we have halal certification for the Middle East and Muslim countries. We have the company has ISO 9001 certification. We also, before the products came on the market, there were preclinical trials that checked for toxicity and effectiveness. And then we had clinical trials whose results showed that there's scientific evidence behind the claims that we make that Reader works on a number of health conditions. How do you become part of this community? We have 5 main entry points, which are from VIP at 750,000 naira to platinum at 400,000 naira to gold at 140,000 naira, silver at 75,000 naira, and bronze at 40,000 naira. And these are they're not just payments. You pay and you get products worth more than the amount you paid, and you become part of our community and enjoy all the benefits of a community member. There are so many benefits we have as members of this community, like events like this where you learn, training opportunity, personal development opportunities in the area of financial intelligence, financial literacy. We have also opportunities in the real estate space, in the travel space, where you can get discounts on travel, you can introduce people and earn commissions on travels. And then we have access to global opportunities. We have access to learn about trending opportunities, for instance, in the blockchain and crypto space. We have amazing opportunities in this space as well. So we also have access to travel, and that is the main thing we're talking about today. To join the race to Dubai, you need to be an active distributor first of all. Being an active distributor means that you buy a certain amount of products monthly. If you're a distributor, of course, you will be using the products, you will be selling them, and you will be sharing with family and friends. And if you're a distributor, it's advisable that you are active every month. And what does active mean? Active means that you bought from the company for your personal use, for your family use, to share with family and friends, 20 UPV. And if you look at my screen, you can see the packs. The 20 UPV pack is just 4 bottles of 500 mils Reader Bitters and one bottle of 250 mils. I mean, this, for anyone who is actively using and recommending these products, this is a minimum that we can buy to be active. And you get points. You get points which increase your rank. You get points, travel points. Also, if you are not a member yet, you can come on board with any of the packs I explained earlier. You also get points. You get PV that establish you as a member and take you higher in rank. And also we have different upgrade packs where you start off at one level and you buy the packs of products that take you higher and higher. The goal is VIP, by the way. at the level of VIP, you get to enjoy other privileges not open to other members. So VIP is a great place to aspire to. Now, how do you qualify for the Dubai trip? Now, there are about 3 different ways in which you can qualify. And the first one is the guaranteed travel position, whereby you accumulate based on you building your team and your team building their team and your team upgrading. You accumulate points, travel points. And if you accumulate 22,000 travel points between uh, March, April and August, you are guaranteed to go on that trip. Then we have the qualified travel position. The qualified travel position, the points you earn that you earn to be eligible to travel on this trip depends on whether you're a gold member, platinum, or a VIP member. If you're a VIP member, you become eligible for travel if you have 1,500 travel points. Platinums become eligible for travel from 2,000 points, and golds become eligible from 2,500 points. So if you're in the house and you're not yet a member, the first step is to be a member. The next step is, if you're not yet a gold member and above, to upgrade to become a gold member. And then the next step is to get your team members to do the same. Now, if you look at this slide, it shows the examples of what it means to qualify. So if we look at Segun Ajayi is a VIP member and has 5,350 travel points, which means he is eligible. The other people, Fred Moka has 4,000 points, he's platinum, he's eligible. And you can see the people whose bars are in yellow are eligible. What this means is that if the company has a pool of funds for travel, and so if the company's pool of funds is enough for 4 people, then the first 4 on that list will travel. Now, if you're eligible, the next thing is to be high enough on the list to qualify with the number of positions the company has. The next way you can qualify for this trip is the raffle position. If anyone who wants to participate should buy at least 1 raffle, and raffles are already being sold. A raffle ticket, to qualify, you need to buy 2 bitters, pay 10,000 naira, buy 2 bitters, and you not only get travel points, you get rank advancement points. And there's going to be a raffle draw after the end of the qualification period, which is August, and the slots will be split into 3. You have full sponsorship, 75% off and 50% off. So if you buy your raffle ticket before then, and the more raffle tickets you buy, the higher your chances of being picked for one of these sponsorship options. So in summary, what do you need to do? You need to build your team by the power of 4. We have a strategy with which we are growing our teams in this company. That is power of 4, meaning that you become a member and you introduce 4 family members or friends who also want to regularly use and recommend the product. And when you build your 4, you get your 4 people, you teach them to do the same as you, and everybody teaches their 4 to do the same as them down the line. And so as you build your points accumulates, and you get you also earn income, you build your team, and this takes you to those points that are required for you to qualify for this trip. So, in summary, what do you need to do? Build your team by the power of four. I mean, you can build your team on bronzes, you can build your team on gold, silver, gold, but the goal is that wherever you come in, if it's not VIP, you upgrade till you get to VIP, and you encourage your team members to also upgrade. The next thing is to purchase many raffle tickets. If 10,000 naira gives you two betas. I mean, this shows you that the raffle is actually free, because you're not just paying money into the air, you're paying money and you're getting value for that money, and then you're also getting a slot in the raffle. Then the next thing is to keep your eyes on the leaderboard and to stay ahead, so that even if you are eligible, you will qualify, you will push to qualify for, the trip. Again, what can you do if you're a member today and you have not yet launched your Dubai plan? Pick a date. Talk to your team leader, your upline, and launch your Dubai plan. What does this mean? You pick a date and invite people to a presentation. It can be on Zoom, it can be on WhatsApp. Get 10 to 20 guests, and you will have the heavy lifting done for you by your sponsor, by your team leader, who will do a presentation to open the eyes of your guests to the value that we have in the green community, the value in the products, the value in the other benefits, the value in the trip that is coming, and to help them to also know how they can get on board and join the race to Dubai. So I want to thank us all very much for being here. If we have any questions on Dubai or on what Dr. Okonkwo Oyor has shared, please feel free to ask those questions now. I know we have CM Mr. Deolu Akiyemi in the house. Maybe he would like to address us a little bit further on the Dubai trip. The floor is open if you would like to do that. We'd be happy to hear from you. Okay, maybe Sam is not available. But okay, so do we have any questions? Or do we have any guests in the house? I don't think so.